Eurell.
What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. We got Joe Eurell with the No One Right Way crew, the Fock Yeah Nation. Rich driving, dry cruising the van.
I drive all the vans in the crew.
He's a van guy now. He's a van guy.
About a month into quarantine, my wheelchair broke, and I was stuck in my room for like 5 weeks, so I couldn't move. That wasn't the funny part, but okay. I was like, damn, who signed me up for quarantine premium? This sucks. Alexa helped me, remind me to work out. I plugged it in. Alexa told me I need speech therapy. And so I unplugged it. I called the suicide helpline because I'm too crippled to do it myself. I put on a Fitbit and said don't bother. I get irritated that people apparently have trouble understanding what I'm saying, but then they'll turn around and listen to the Stone Temple Pilots with no problem. I go to buy a soda. I go there and they're like, what do you need? And I'm like, Mountain Dew. What? Mountain Dew. Huh? Mountain Dew. Say again? Fuck you. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Now I don't even want the Mountain Dew because I'm already hyped up.
Y'all like Joe? Yeah, we doing a movie where he smokes crack and turns it into meat. Look for that on Hulu and all your Prime services. It's hard to smoke weed with him because every time I do it, somebody walks by and thinks I'm like forcing him to do it. That really happened like 3 times. I want to let everybody know because I see some young people out here. My pronouns is motherfucker. Mom was high on heroin, that's why she named me Rick James, right? She used to take me around town with my social security number and shit, use checks and shit, and try to get money to fucking get heroin and shit. And I was like, Mom, what is that? What's social security number? And she laughed at me. And I was like, what? Tell me what social security number is. She goes, boy, that's your fart count. That's the amount of farts you have before you die. When you hit that number, it's over. And then she nodded out, right? So I was all fucked up. I thought that shit was real for years. She went to prison. She never told me the truth afterwards, right? And I really thought that was true and shit. And then I went to basic high school. And I figured out it ain't true. But I was fucked up because I didn't know how many I already did, you know? How do you know how many's left? You're fucked. So she overdosed one time in front of me. They brought her back to life, but for a little bit, she was clinically dead. And so she did this thing called death rattles where air comes out your throat and you sounded like Barry White and shit. Oh, right? And then the very last thing my mother did before they was like, she's passed, is she farted the biggest fart I've ever heard in my life. So now I kind of think she's right, you know? She is my mama. Yeah. I live in a predominantly Mexican neighborhood. And I've lived there for years, and they've cheered me on. I'm like a three amigo around there. I'm one of the people, right? They're always drinking tomato beer outside and shit, and yelling out my name. Yeah, like I'd be helping them and shit. I'm helping them, like I help my wife take the laundry down, and they scream my name, and they scream my nickname and shit. And I'll help my wife take the groceries upstairs, and they scream out my nickname. They're like, go, Mandalone, go. You are the Mandalone. And I'm like, that's right. You know, honey, we fit in here in the community. You know, we're good. And I'm picturing like a three amigo, like a guitar playing bullfighter, a mandolin. And then I found out it was like a sissy. I'm helping my wife. So now I don't want to live there no more. Any of y'all want to help me out? So, if I'm talking about meth and barbecue and shit, that means I probably already did meth and barbecue in my life. And I did. And if you don't know this, if you've ever done meth or cocaine, you watch every single porno that there is. All of them. All the categories. You go retro and shit, everything. And so I haven't done that shit in 15 years. So recently I was like, let's watch some porn. Let's see what's going on now. Right, I'm on my phone, I'm scrolling, and I'm doing that thing where no video is right, no matter what. Oh, the angle on her leg is wrong. That's it. And I'm sitting there like, I seen all these when I did meth and shit. I seen every porno in one fucking session, you know? I need something new, man. I need something. So congratulate me. I'm the first person ever that's hit that, yes, I'm under 18. I wanted to see where that went, right? And if you don't know, it takes you to another porn site. And so I hit under 18, and I kept hitting that shit, and then all of a sudden I was at Disney Plus. Like I'm at the end of the rainbow and shit. And I started watching this cool ass show called The Mandalorian, and I never did jack off. Never did. You know what I'm talking about. I know you do. I like to smoke weed. That's what I do. I smoke weed. All of y'all smoke weed. Y'all go to the weed store. You see the weed. I sold weed in Long Beach in flip-flops and Nike shorts for 15 years. Never had a problem. You go to the weed store now, there's a dude in there dressed like he's ready to go to Iraq. He's got combat boots on. He's got camouflage pants on in the middle of Santa Ana where there ain't even trees. He got a vest on with 15 pockets, right? That I can only assume is lighters and scissors and shit. He got a belt on, right? It's got handcuffs, a taser, a flashlight. It's got little pouches, and he can make change and shit. Everything on that belt. And I'm like, dude, I did security before. That's a minimum wage job. Who the fuck does this shit? You bought all that shit. Like, you never went to a McDonald's and see somebody come into work in a full chef's outfit before it happened. No, you haven't seen that. Way too much money at that weed store, man. So I get high and I try to figure out the world's problems because I go on stupid Facebook right before bed and shit. See all this shit. And I was thinking about abortion the other night, which I know all y'all is like, oh, Real Rich has the answer for abortion. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know, it's real easy to solve this shit. We gotta mix the groups. Like the one group doesn't like abortion, but they love guns and shit, right? And they love guns, and the other, well, they love abortion. So I think we should let the people that own all the guns shoot their babies. Am I wrong? I mean, they get to do what they want to do, right? They'll be all right. If they have any problems with it, well, we'll just call it open carry removal. Right? Then they won't have no problem with that. Also, I tried to solve Israel all by myself. Yeah, I think I got that one figured out. We need to send in another group that says it's their promised land. We need to send in the Mormons. I'm gonna let you know right now, I don't know a lot about the Jewish people, but I know one thing, they not gonna wanna pay for all of them bike lanes and shit. I don't know a lot about Muslims, but I know they pray a lot all day long, and that's kind of hard to do when there's a knock at the door every 15 minutes. Talking about Johnny Appleseed has some glasses and you gotta wear this when you fuck, and I don't know if it's gonna go down that way. So none of you would ever have guessed this, but I had kids when I was 20 years old. You would guess that. And I had my kids from the most dangerous cum in the world to come. They don't even teach you about this cum in porno or at basic high school. Pre-cum, the silent killer. Y'all ever heard of pre-cum? I had twins off that shit. We was at a barbecue and they had perfect cheeseburgers. Perfect. I said, come over here, boys. It was about 16 years old. And I took the ketchup, right? I dumped that pre-ketchup shit all over. And I ruined them. And I said, just like my life, I hate you motherfuckers. Pre-cum, get out of here.